That's right. We'll be teenagers next year.
Exactly. You're a tweener now.
Yeah.
So you've had quite a journey over the last 12 years. Is this like bigger than you ever dreamed it would be? Or?
Well, I joined in after the fifth year, I think. So this is the seventh year for me, and I think it has grown, especially in quality. I think, and in numbers. But yes, the way the Angelus Festival itself is put together, the way the adjudication takes place, the number of entries, the quality of entries, the staff that we have working on it, all of the kind of publicity that it has gotten after the fact because of the attention to the student filmmakers themselves that they receive from the staff and from the friends of the Angelus Awards. I think all of that really has created a wonderful event and a wonderful festival that in many ways far surpasses what I expected. Yeah.
What makes Angelus stand out?
Well, I think it's three things. The first one is that it's located right here in Hollywood. And the second is that there's a personal touch that goes along with everything that Angelus does. And I attribute a lot of that to the staff at Family Theater, to Monica Moreno and to Lance and before Lance, Cale Zeldin. They spend a lot of time on the phone, on the internet, on email, talking to all of the young filmmakers who have submitted entries. So, and finally, I think the third thing is the number of contacts that young filmmakers have made here at the festival itself with people in the industry. Tonight we're going to announce that Hila Medalia's Daughters of Abraham, now called To Die in Jerusalem, is going to appear on HBO because she met the Pretty Brothers here at the Angelus Film Festival. They became the executive directors of her film and allowed her to complete it as a feature film in a proper fashion. It's really, I think it's going to do very well. So that happens over and over again. So I would say those three things: the location here in Hollywood, the personal attention that the filmmakers get, and also the networking that goes on with people in the industry here.
I think that's probably what do you hope for Angelus going forward? What do you hope to build all this momentum?
That's a great question. I think that we hope it will continue. Angelus itself will continue to develop a community here in Hollywood and around the world that knows that there's a place in Hollywood where they have a home, where they can trust that there will be a pretty reliable group of people of integrity that they can rely on for advice. They can come and visit. They can come and find support also in the ups and downs of their careers, because everybody has those, and there are a lot of ups and downs in this business. So I hope that community develops more than it has already. It's there now, but it's not as developed and it's not as large as I hope it, or as I believe it can be. So that's one thing. Another hope I have for it is that it would continue to grow in numbers. We reach a lot of film schools in, I think this year, 22 countries. And 100 and something like 150 film schools. We can continue growing that. I think we have not reached the maximum number. So that's a wonderful prospect for us. We've also tried to think of ways that we could bring back the most successful alumni of Angelus to do workshops for young filmmakers who may not have been winners, may not even be finalists, but are part of the Angelus community. So that's another thing that would help build that community, but also would strengthen, would use the good experience that those alumni have had who are very successful, bring them back to both encourage and support the young filmmakers. So I'm pretty hopeful about the way we can build on the community that's already there. and make it more significant here in Hollywood. I think the reason for that is that we really believe that people of integrity who want to create works of beauty, of goodness, and of truth can create a community here in Hollywood that eventually will change gradually the way Hollywood works, the way it treats people, the way it treats the material that it deals with. So I think Angelus can be a part of something much larger and something very good in Hollywood.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about Family Theater, because there is Family Theater in the same spot for 60 years.
Yes.
And this is in fact the 60-year anniversary
Yes.
of Family Theater. Could you talk about how important popular culture and the products of popular culture are in shaping our the coming generations? Because really that seems to be taking more and more. I mean, it's over and above even sometimes hard news events.
Sure.
Pop culture is key.
Yeah, and popular culture is being shaped here in the capital, the media capital of the world. And I've been lucky enough to travel down to the Altiplano on Lake Titicaca in Peru, over into Bangladesh and to northeast India, very remote corners of the world. They all know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is, and Conan the Barbarian, and they know who Sly Stallone is. Those films, and there are many better films than those, but those films are shaping not just American young people, but they're shaping the popular culture all around the world, because the world really is one community now, and instantly the fires in California are reported in India, and they're reported in China and Japan. So the media, and especially film, is determining the way people think, the things they value, the way they relate to each other. They see it on the screen and they say, that's the way it ought to be. I want to be like that figure. So we have a great responsibility, I think, those of us who work in the media, those who are here in Hollywood, to use these media with responsibility for the good of humanity, and we could do so much better, I think, than we're doing right now. And popular culture, for good or ill, is being shaped out of Hollywood. So I'm delighted that Family Theater is right in the middle of Hollywood, right on Sunset Boulevard. And if nothing else, we're a small beacon of hope. I think that it can be much better than it is.